Grammar. Auxiliary verbs. An auxiliary verb is an additional verb which modifies or changes the main verb in some way. Auxiliary verbs are used in forming or changing the tenses and moods of other verbs. The most common auxiliary verbs are shall, should, will, would, can, could, may, might, has, have, or had. Let's make some sentences using these auxiliary verbs. First, we will use the very simple sentence, I walk to school, I. The present tense verb walk and the object to school. Once we have added the auxiliary verb, we can check if they have changed the tense or mood of the main verb. I walk to school, I will walk to school, I shall walk to school. Both will and shall change the present tense to the future tense, going from something you are doing now to something you will do in the future. Shall is a more formal way of saying will. I walk to school, I should walk to school. This has changed the mood of the verb. It is implying that you do not walk to school and that walking to school is something you ought to be doing. I walk to school, I would walk to school. Would expresses the conditional mood. So this is changing the mood of the verb from something you are doing to something you would be doing. Would implies a condition to an action. So this sentence seems incomplete without that condition. I would walk to school if I lived closer. That makes more sense. Let's change our sentence to have the subject I, the main verb go, the object to the park, and the additional information on Sunday. I can go to the park on Sunday. I could go to the park on Sunday. I may go to the park on Sunday. I might go to the park on Sunday. In all of these examples, the auxiliary verb is changing the mood of the main verb. Whether going to the park is something that is possible, I can, or something that is a possibility or an option, I could, I may, I might. Has, have, and had are used to change the tense of a verb. We came across these in the previous grammar topic involving the past simple, past perfect, and present perfect tenses. See if you can work out which tense and which auxiliary verbs are being used in the following sentences. John has ridden a horse. This example is the present perfect tense and is describing an experience. The auxiliary verb has is used here. John riding a horse is something that happened in the past. So if we just use the main verb without the auxiliary, it would be John rode a horse, which would be the past simple tense. This sentence could also include the time in the past that this event occurred. John rode a horse last summer. However, to make this the present perfect tense and illustrate that this information is still relevant in the present and is an experience, we use the auxiliary verb has with the past participle ridden. John has ridden a horse. This highlights how often a sentence won't make sense if an auxiliary verb is missing. If Ben had known it was cold, he would have worn his gloves. This sentence includes 3 auxiliary verbs, had, have, and would, which we came across earlier. As you can see from all these examples, auxiliary verbs are very useful and important when forming sentences, especially in terms of tense and mood. Now it's your turn. Click on the link to start the quiz.